Hello everyone, the 316 Lego Maniac 316 here with another Morphin Monday Lightning Collection review. This time I got the Versus Wave 2 In Space Blue versus In Space Psycho Silver Ranger. Now this set usually retails for about $41.99. I got this on a sale at Amazon for I believe $28 or so. So I thought that was a good price. And I planned on getting this 2-pack anyway, but good. It's a good deal. Again, I always say I don't like buying from Amazon, but sometimes it's the only place you can get things like this. And the price was good, so why not? Anyway, uh, I really like the 2-packs. And when I saw this one get announced, I was a little hesitant, mostly because of Psycho Silver, because they only appeared in one episode. Psycho Silver's not a true Psycho Ranger, really. It's just a costume that was worn by Zane. Although, his cosplay techniques are pretty good. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories. So let's go ahead and start off with Psycho Silver, because they get so few. First things first, you get the effect piece hand that was used for Psycho Black, which has the middle and ring finger put together, and it's coming out. So it is different than the one that's on Psycho Red and Psycho Blue. Let me go ahead and bring in Psycho Red real quick. As you can see, different hand. I'm glad they used a different hand for the effect piece, but I don't remember Psycho Silver in the show ever using this, so I probably won't be posing him with this hand, but you get the idea. He also comes with the, if I can get it out of his hand here, the Psycho Silverizer, and this is a pretty good job here that they did with this. I mean, it looks pretty good. There is some paint missing, like this little like ovular shape should be blue on both sides, as well as there's a bit of like black on these silver bits. But it's not something that bugs me. And this is, I believe, supposed to be separated in the show like two little wings, but does it really bug me? No, because again, we barely see this in the TV show. Still, looks really good. Nice weapon. You also get, a holding hand for both sides, if that would focus. Thank you. As well as a left-fisted hand, which I believe we've seen with the other Psycho Rangers. I have them with their holding hands in their weapons. But finally, we do get a Zane head, and I think the hair's good. The eyes are a little too sunken in, though, and the mouth just doesn't work for me. But, from this angle, I don't think it looks bad. It's just not Zane. Like, this looks good. Like, that's a good profile. Also, mine has a pretty big paint nick on the eyebrow, which kind of sucks. But anyway, that's the accessories for Psycho Silver. I'm going to go ahead and put him to the side. He'll probably not stand on his own. Oh well. Next up, we got one of the last in-space Rangers you would need to collect, or one of the last ones they released, rather. But of course, you do get the Astra Blaster, and it is a bit different from the other ones, but this one looks fine. There's no problem I have with this. It's got the gold on the silver on the blue. It's got the 2 dashes of red. It's got the silver on the top and the bottom. This is pretty good. I don't have a problem with that, and that just sits in the holster like so. Next up, weapons-wise, you do get the Astral Axe with this effect piece that comes in a lot of like axe-based weaponry. It came with Psycho Blue, I believe, in a color similar to this. It's not a good effect piece for axes, but it stays in there. It's sturdy, unlike the Mighty Morphin Yellow versus 2-pack figure over there. But anyway, and to the Astral Axe itself, it's good. It's painted nicely. It is molded in this gray plastic, so all they had to paint was the blue on both sides, the little Mega Ranger logo in gold there, and they did paint the handle black. Mine hasn't chipped off, although if you look kind of closely, there are little dots where like the gray plastic's shining through. Again, haven't had any chipping myself, but something to note when putting it in the hand. Of course, he gets 2 holding hands, none trigger fingers, just regular, holding hands. You get left karate chop and right fist, which pretty bog standard. And last accessory, of course, is the civilian head sculpt for TJ, and I think they did a good job with this head sculpt. I'm not a big fan of how stern looking he is, and I feel like almost all of my civilian head sculpts I have, the eyes are just slightly misprinted, a little too high or even a little too low. In this case, they're a little too high, but you know, from moderate distance, it's not that big a deal. You can barely tell. But, you know, very good job. You know, hair looks good. Oop, doesn't look too thick. Eyebrows look nice. Yeah, just overall solid head sculpt. That covers all the accessories for both figures. So let's go ahead and take a look at Psycho Silver first. Now, Psycho Silver is exclusive to this 2-pack. I don't think they'll ever re-release this figure, but who knows. In Space Blue, like a month or two after they revealed this 2-pack, they're like, oh, hey, there's good, or maybe not a month, but like a few months later, they revealed like, oh, hey, we're going to do a Galaxy Glider in a deluxe wave, which comes with all those accessories but the Galaxy Glider, which they messed up, but then they fixed. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about this set, Psycho Silver. The silver paint on this figure is really nice. It hits the light in such a unique way. Let me see if I can turn off one of my studio lights here. And I turned both of them off, but using this sunlight here, you can see just how the silver, how nice it shines. But a really good job on the silver paint there. The gold is more of that bronzish color, which is fine by me. All of the paint that you would expect to be here is. I don't think there's anything really missing. You know, with the Psycho Silver here, it's basically just a remold of the Psycho Rangers, but it's got the silver here on the legs as well as the bracers. Now, with the bracers here, these are actually incorrectly placed on the figure. So out of package, this one is on this side and this one is on this side. So when you do get this figure, what I recommend doing is first of all taking the hand off. Mine's a little tight on this side, but not too bad. And I was able to do this with just my fingernail, but you might need to use a hair dryer. Basically, you're just going to want to take it off, just push down on it. Again, it's a little tricky, but not too hard. And then you can easily swap between them. So again, you want the silver bits here away from the figure, so towards the elbow. So silver bits towards the elbow. And this goes on pretty easily. You can see that this is smoothed out so that it fits on there. And you'll know it's on there because there's a nice satisfying little like slotted fix in place. Like it just goes into place nicely. I do have one issue with my particular copy of this figure. It's actually the butterfly joint over here. I don't know if it's mismolded or not, but something just doesn't look right about this butterfly joint. Like there's too much plastic. Like this looks okay, but something's wrong over here. Like it's almost gonna overtake that shoulder. Still, though, it doesn't detract from the articulation of the figure, which is the exact same as the other Psycho Rangers, because it's just a re-release of the mold. And there's the back, basically no paint other than on the bracers, which you have to remove yourself. But yeah, good solid figure. Glad they used the Psycho Black effect piece here. I think that might have been used in Psycho Green too. Could be wrong. Yeah, but it's almost like the butterfly joint on this side is out farther than the one on the right. I think that's because like when I line up the shoulder here on both sides, it looks like this one is further out. I don't want to try. Oh, there we go. I just pushed it in. Oh, that's much better. All right, well, that's an easy fix. Just push it in. Oh yeah, that's totally the problem. It's not coming back out. That's good. So if you have a problem with your butterfly joint, try pushing it in. Alright, now the figure that most people wanted this set for because it completes their In Space team. Well, except In Space Silver, of course, which is still elusive to many people, including me. But In Space Blue, TJ. Honestly, In Space Blue probably has my favorite visor of the 5. I think that the upside down visor, quote unquote, looks the best. And it just works with the blue color scheme. Like I couldn't see this visor on one of the other colors, especially red. But really nice job with the blue color here. I think that, let me use the natural lighting real quick. The blue looks really nice. It's dark, but it's also a bit bright. Like it's just blue, you know? Like when I think of the color blue, this is just blue. It's not like Superman blue. This is a little bit darker than like a Superman blue, but you get the idea. So exact same body mold as the rest of the In-Space Rangers. Now again, with quality control issues, I do have a few. So the first one for me is actually straight on the visor here. There is a little ding, but that's like from back here you really can't notice it too bad. Also, the mouth guard here isn't fully painted in. There is a little bit of excess plastic up at the top there. Honestly, you really can't notice that. I'm not bugged by that. Back of the head, everyone has this issue with all other in-space figures, but you can see there's just, because of the way they paint these, there's this weird extra overlap of white paint, although maybe that they painted that on first and then the sides, because this white paint looks nice and white. This looks a little bluish. I don't know. The napkin, as I like to call it, this yellow bit, it's not fully lined up, and there's like white paint on it, which it's fine. Like it's again not too noticeable. Another weird thing though is between my shoulder pieces here. So like this side here, that looks nice and crisp if it would focus. Nice and crisp. And then this side looks a little faded. Not really a big deal, at least it's still there. There is a little extra white paint, excuse me, but that's easy to remove. And of course there's like this little like splotch of paint back here, but none of those QC issues really bug me to the point where I'm like, ugh, I wish Hasbro did better with this. No, like this figure looks fine. I know that some people had worse quality control issues than me, especially with like the visor on one side being shifted up or down. I know that happened to me with SPD Blue over there. But speaking of paint, last thing, the squares look good. Obviously, the blue one is not painted. All they do is just leave it blank because the figure's already blue. Why paint blue on white on blue, you know? But the rest of the squares look like the right and accurate size. Yellows might be a little off, but it works, you know? I don't have a problem with this. Articulation's the exact same as the other In-Space Rangers. You know, you're not missing out on anything here. Still uses the old hinge ball instead of just the dumbbell type joint up there. I don't have any issues with posing this figure. Every joint seems pretty nice and loose. I don't have a big an issue here. It can hold poses. Anyway, now we can move on to the Scythe Comparisons. Let me get all these accessories out of here. Get them nice and centered there. Sorry about any of the sounds you hear in this video. It's raining, but it adds a little bit of nice ambience. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see. In-Space Blue, exactly 6 inches, and In-Space Psycho Silver, although I have him crunched over a little bit, he's just shy of 6 inches, like a 1/12 of an inch or less shorter than 6. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with another Blue Ranger, Lost Galaxy Blue, and I'll put him towards the back. He is a bit of a darker blue than In-Space Blue here. Can't really see it in the natural light, but you know, looks good. Probably two of my favorite Blue Rangers in the line, just from quality control. I don't think there's really much else they could have done to make those figures any better. Although, I'm still of the belief with the in-space visors that you shouldn't be able to see the edges of the visor from the front, but I'm rambling on again. Speaking of Blue Rangers, how about Psycho Blue? This is the individual release one I got for $8. And yeah, it's the exact same mold. Speaking of exact same mold, Psycho Red. Exactly what I expect from them. He's a little dusty, but can't really tell on camera here. Alright, now what most people have been waiting for. Let me get Galaxy Blue shifted to the side a bit here, just so I have some space to put the rest of the in-space team. So let's start off with In-Space Red. They're the exact same height. And then let's not forget In-Space Yellow, who is of course a little bit shorter. And then In-Space Pink. Just hit my lighting rig. Oops. And then finally, to finish off the main team in Space Black. And yeah, they look great together. I really hope that someday Hasbro's like, hey, In Space Silver's here, and it's a Walgreens exclusive, and it's up for pre-order right now. Go get him. I wish they could just be like, he's out, go get him. He has dropped, I think, 2 or 3 times on Hasbro Pulse unexpectedly, and has sold out twice to the Hasbro Pulse premium members and once to the general public. So I missed out on both of those, which kind of sucks. And I'm not paying aftermarket prices for a figure that's eventually going to get released somewhere down the line. But let's go ahead and remove all of these figures here. I'll just stick them off to the side. Then we can take a look at the box, which the box confuses me a bit. So with the 2-packs, they usually like to use the color of the person, the ranger, etc. for the other side. So obviously this is In Space Blue, so he's got blue on his left side there. And then you have a darker blue for In Space Silver. That really confuses me because we've had a putty before, and that figure's mostly gray, and they did gray on the other side of the box. Why couldn't they just done gray with Psycho Silver? Anyway, it just bugs me. Like, I don't have OCD, but it's annoying. But yeah, it's just a darker blue on this side compared to this side. That came like that out of the Amazon box. I'm not sure what that is. Probably just tape or something. Anyway, you saw the back of the box perfectly fine. And then on the left side of the box, you got In Space Blue. You can't see the side of the visor, so it's not technically incorrect. And then you have Psycho Silver on this side. Both sides say In Space up at the top. On the bottom it says In Space Psycho Silver and In Space Blue Ranger. I keep hitting my lighting rig. This box is so big. And there's the bottom of the box. So again, another weird thing is just like the yellow 2-pack. The this line is not dead center of the helmets, which is a bit strange. But again, not something that actively bugs me. It's just annoying. But this is a good 2-pack. If you don't want Psycho Silver, though, the In Space Galaxy Glider is making its way to shelves and online retailers, and that's, I think, $10 cheaper. However, at the time of this recording, although this video might come out a bit later down the line, this 2-pack was only like $28 on Amazon, so good deal. Get it if it's still available. But yeah, it's a good 2-pack. I definitely would recommend this, and if you need to complete your In Space team, it's a must-buy for most people. But again, Blue came out with the Galaxy Glider. Psycho Silver is exclusive to this set, and I really like the silver paint on him. It looks nice. It would display very well. Not too many quality control issues I have with either of these figures. But again, if you do get this, just remember his pauldrons are switched and incorrect. So just pull them off and then put them on the other arm and you're good to go. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below what other reviews like this or any other toys you want to see me review. I recently did Spartan Yoroi over here from a different toy company than Hasbro. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like. It helps people find this video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when videos like this are uploaded and released to the channel. Thanks again for watching, guys. Peace.